episode of Bub's Bushcraft. Today, we're going to go over 5 items that I would take with me in case of a crap hits the fan situation. I was tagged by JPP963. I'll put his username up on the screen right here. And as the deal is, I'm tagged. I'm supposed to show 5 items I would take with me in case of a crap hits the fan scenario. And then I give 5 shout outs and tag those 5 people. So, lucky for me, I keep most everything I need to not only survive, but also thrive in the wilderness and urban environment right here in my pack. So, really the only thing I need to grab would be my pack and my personal protection, and I'm good to go. But that's a little unfair, so for the rules of this little game, so I'm going to pick 5 groups of things that I would make sure I had on me pretty much at all times, and we'll go from there. So let me get the camera situated and my little area set up here, and we'll get back with you. Okay, let's see. First of all, my first group of items I'd have to have would be my cutting tools. This is my Green River Hunter knife. It's my EDC, so it is on me at all times from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed. So we can't really count that. I would opt for a hatchet. This is because when you're processing large amounts of wood for fire or shelter building, the knife works, but a hatchet is priceless, guys. And you can also use this to bust in doors and get into vehicles, abandoned vehicles or whatnot. This is the complete metal handle here. I would probably opt for one of the older wooden ones if I had one available, simply because if this one breaks, I'm SOL. You know, I got a useless piece of kit. But if I had one with a wooden handle and the handle broke, I could always make a new handle while out in the field. So, cutting tools. That would be the number one thing on my list that I would grab besides my knife, which is an EDC. Second on the list, which is also an EDC for me, would be my water and fire kit. I use 2 canteens, the 40-ounce clean canteen, completely stainless steel. I can boil water in it. And I've also got my USGI canteen with my cook kit inside of it, with my grill top stove and alcohol stove. And I could take the alcohol stove out of it there and easily place my fire kit down in there to replace that, and still use that as the as an alcohol stove, since it's just an alcohol Altoids tin that I'm using as an alcohol stove. In my fire kit, I've got it wrapped up with a Ranger band. I've got a couple of birthday candles, helps in fire lighting. More Ranger bands, they work great for wet fire lighting. I got a Bic, more candles, lots more candles. I got a tinder tube I can use with a striker, a homemade striker that I can use with flint. My flint's actually missing. I'll have to put another piece in there. I usually keep a couple pieces of char cloth in there too. I'm out of char cloth right now. I got to make some more and add it to my kit. But yeah. So this is pretty much an EDC for me also. I always keep multiple ways of making fire on me. So, but if I had to choose, you know, you got to have a way to make fire, and you got to have a way to carry your water, store your water, and cook your food. So, let's see, that covers our cutting tools and our water and fire making. Next would be well, you're going to have to eat while you're out there. So here's my food bag. I usually keep about, I got some ramen noodles and, some sugar and flour, some coffee, tea, just whatnots that's usually in here. This is usually tucked down in my bag. I usually keep 6 to 9 meals worth in here. So, in theory, I can last 3 days comfortably not having to search for food or anything like that. And that's eating 3 meals a day. And if I cut that down to 1 or 2 meals a day, I can theoretically survive a week or longer comfortably with this, along with my food bag. I also have my snare kit, my fishing kit, hobo fishing kit, sinkers, lines, whatnot, all wrapped around one of those bottle cigar tube type things, so I can actually wrap my wire around here, or my fishing line around here, and cast with it. So my fishing kit and my slingshots, my homemade one and the tube one. If I had to choose, man, that's a hard one. They both have tremendous power. Tubes are a bit easier to find in stores. Bands are a bit easier to find out and about and manufacture in the field. Honestly, I would probably wind up I'd probably wind up drilling tubes through holes through this one, so this one could take tubes and or bands if I was in the field and I had to choose through one. This is a freaking awesome one, don't get me wrong, and it's really sweet, and it's got some hellacious power. But versatility, I usually have both of them in my pack at all times, but if I had to choose, I'd drill holes in this one so it would take bands or tubes, and I'd take that one simply because I don't want to mess this beautiful one up that I got from my buddy Saxon. Alright, so get that out of the way. So that covers our fire, water, and our food. Next on the agenda would be shelter. This is something I'm seeing a lot of you people missing when you're in a survival situation and a crap hits the fan situation. You need a way to provide yourself shelter. I have a nice lightweight seal nylon tarp that I usually carry in my pack, but if it really hit the fan, I would, and I could only choose 5 items, I would take this polypropylene tarp, simply because it's easy to repair. I can repair it with duct tape or pieces of plastic I find in the field and seal it up with a hot rock from the fire, remelt the seam, seal it up. This one is one of the lawn ones. It's got 36 feet of cord on the seam around the perimeter of it that you use to pull it up, so that can be used for shelter making. What I usually do is with these tarps is I take 100 foot of paracord. I haven't done it to this tarp yet because this is a new tarp. I usually take 100 foot of paracord and run it, weave it through here also. So now I'd have 136 feet of cordage along with this one tarp. When I just grabbed this tarp, I got my complete shelter right there with cordage to set it up with. Why I chose a polypropylene tarp instead of a seal nylon. It's louder, yes. It's bulkier, yes. It's heavier, yes. But it's guaranteed to be waterproof. If I set it up as a shelter and I touch the side of it, I'm not going to get water seeping through. In a severe weather situation, I can wrap this around me as a match coat and keep myself dry. You do that with a nylon tarp and the water's just going to seep through to you. You're still going to get wet. So, polypropylene tarp, I can also use it as an emergency blanket. if I need to stay warm. Wrap this around me. It's going to keep my body heat in. Improvised bivy shelter, improvised bivy bag. Numerous uses right here. So that would be my number 4 item, my shelter system. Now, number 5. This kind of borders along the line of protection and my hunting and trapping kit here. This kind of go along with it. And that is, oh, let me grab it here. My 12 gauge double barrel shotgun. This is a Pertasoli black powder double barrel 12 gauge shotgun. Why black powder? Well, if the crap does hit the fan, ammunition is going to be hard to come by. And you're not always going to find the correct ammunition for your firearm. Black powder is pretty predominant, easy to find, easy to make, easy to manufacture, even in the field. The bonus is I don't have to look for any particular shells or anything like that. If I can put it down the end of this gun, it will come out of the end of this gun at high velocity. So I don't have to worry about finding the right shells or anything. I can make black powder. I can manufacture it out of pretty much things you can find in nature. The only thing you're going to have trouble finding in nature really is sulfur. It does occur naturally. It's kind of difficult to get to unless you're right near a hot spring. But you can substitute sulfur for another oxidizer in black powder like sugar or something like that. But that's a different video all in of itself. This isn't a how to make black powder video. So, my 12 gauge double barrel black powder gun. Not only is it good for self-defense, it puts food on the table. You know, you can't beat it. They've been in use for years. They'll be in use for years. Like I said, you don't have to have any reloading tools. If it'll go in the barrel, it'll come out of the barrel. So I can shoot BBs, rocks, bolts, nuts, pellets, whatever. I don't have to be stuck with just shells. Okay. Since that would most likely be going with me in my hunting and foraging kit, for personal protection would be this. My 1851 Navy Colt revolver. It is also black powder. I have 4 other cylinders in addition to the one that's in this one, giving me a total of 30 rounds ready to go. You'll know notice this is a Confederate model, so it's got the brass frame. I've also got a steel one, the Union model, which is actually the one I'd probably be taking, simply because I've also got a conversion kit for the cylinder, which means I can use standard 45 rounds. Plus the cylinders are interchangeable, so that would give me 36 rounds of black powder, plus the 6 rounds of regular chambered 44. Yeah, so if I hope to goodness I'm never in a situation where I've got to be defending myself against humans, but if I do, the conversion kit, and I've got the with the conversion kit, I've got the ammunition, and it's fairly quick to reload. There you go. But out and about, for food hunting, for food gathering, and protection against animals, I would opt for the black powder, simply because, well, it's easier to manufacture the black powder. It's easy. Once again, I don't have to worry about finding the right cartridges. I can retrieve lead off wheel weights, whatever, melt them down. Voila. I can make paper cartridges for this thing to make it load a lot quicker and easier. Like I said, this is the Confederate version, simply because it's way prettier. It's got the nice brass, but if you're shooting smokeless powder, you'll want the steel frame, because otherwise this will risk failure and you could put an eye out, or worse, it could kill you. So there we go. There's my 5 items, actually my 5 groups of items. Yeah, my water, my fire, my food, my sharps, and my shelter. So yeah, that's my 5 items. 5 groups of items that I would take. Now, mainly, this stuff is on me at all times anyways, so actually the only thing I gotta grab is my green bag, and I've got pretty much everything save my shotgun. So, yeah, there's my 5 items. It covers my 5 bases: my food, my water, my fire, my shelter, and my protection. Alright. Okay. Well, that covers my 5 items I would grab in a crap hits the fan situation. I want to thank JJPP963 for giving me the opportunity and for tagging me and giving me the shout out. It's much appreciated. Now, the rules of the gig is I get to choose 5 people to give shout outs to and tag them to see their 5 items that they'll take with them in a crap hits the fan situation. So, in no particular order here, the 5 people I am choosing to tag is wgfarmer. He's a buddy of mine, both here on YouTube and on Bushcraft USA. I appreciate his posts. I appreciate his videos. He's a great guy. And tag, you're it. I want to see what you'd take with you. Also, from Bushcraft USA and a friend here on YouTube, the man that gave me the Saxon Special, Sagamore0364, aka Saxon, on Bushcraft USA. Tag, you're it. Let's see your 5 items you'd take with you in a crap hits the fan situation or survival situation. Freedom Fox 2012. She goes by Freedom Fox on Bushcraft USA. She's a longtime prepper / survivalist and a newcomer to the bushcraft community. Tag, you're it. Let's see what you would take with you. This next one is a young man. Recently found him on YouTube. I've seen a few of his videos. Pretty interesting stuff. Actually learned a little bit from him. It just goes to show you, just because you're older doesn't mean you know everything. You can still learn from the younger ones too. So, Bushcraft Master 12201. You have been tagged. Let's see yours. Your 5 items. And last, but definitely not least at all, is a guy here on YouTube. Been around for a while. He's got lots of great videos. Great guy, great friend. FixedByDoc. Orion, up there in Michigan, in the Upper Peninsula. FixedByDoc. Tag. You're it, man. Let's see your 5 items that you would take with you in a crap hits the fan or survival situation. Alright, those are my 5 shout outs, my 5 tags, my 5 items, groups of items really, that I would take with me. I mean, honestly, 5 items, just 5 items is hard to pick. I mean, I carry more than 5 items in my pocket on a daily basis for survival. So yeah, this was rough, but I narrowed it down to 5 groups. And, you know, if I just had to take 1 item out of each group, I could probably do that and get away with it. But yeah, that's really rough. 5 items was hard. But that's my entry. I hope it falls within lines of the rules of this little game. I appreciate JJPP963 P963 for the shout out and the tag. I appreciate all of you, my viewers, my subscribers, and my friends, and hopefully we'll see what people I've tagged have to offer in this little game here. So, all right, you 5, you have been tagged. To recap, that's wgfarmer, Sagamore 0364, Freedom Fox 2012, Bushcraft Master 12201, and FixedByDoc. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. This has been my response to my 5-item tag, and hopefully we'll have more videos to come. We'll see you around. Y'all take care. Thanks for watching.